Welcome back to On the Road with Doc Pritchett. We have another distinguished guest with us. As a matter of fact, this young man is the one that really got us started and actually getting involved with the TV production program here at Comcast. We felt we couldn't do it. And this young man told me, just follow my lead and I'll get you there. So I'm happy to have with us Mr. Michael Raleigh.
Hey, Doc. How you doing, Mrs.
Hi, how you doing?
Rashida.
Yeah.
I was sitting at home. First of all, at home. I know it's been a long time since I've seen you.
Right.
Missed you. Still love you.
Yeah, I love you
Glad
too.
to be here tonight.
Yeah.
And of course, I love you guys. I was sitting at home watching the program this evening. And, listening to what information Rashida was putting out.
Yes.
And, her commitment to the young people, making sure that they know that they're important to her, and how she didn't assume that they've already heard that, and that may be the only opportunity for them to hear that.
Yes.
I think that's so important, and obviously Rashida gets the importance of empowerment. And I know that, she was touching on the fact that, every student should have, at the minimum, a mentor, and preferably a role model.
Yes.
And some don't. So, it's an honor to be here tonight and sit in on this conversation, because obviously you guys know the importance of it and have known for decades. And that's what you did. There was a reason why all of your students, they gravitated to spend time with you even after school. And there was a reason why, Doc was out there to greet us as his students as we got off the bus in the morning with a hug or a kind word of encouragement, like, today's going to be a good day. Let's go get it, You can do it. I care about you. I know you can do it, And so the community has a lot of assets.
Yes.
A lot of assets in its people.
Yes.
In its educators, in its young people. A lot of valuable assets. And that's why it was so important for me, Doc, to encourage you and Mrs. Pritch to enter into this arena of community outreach television, or least access, because your message and example, I don't believe in the past was always appreciated as much or utilized as much as it should have been. And it was just obvious. I can't claim a stroke of genius. It was just that apparent to me, and someone encouraged me to get involved in this, and I didn't think I was cut out to do this. Host a show live? Oh, no. But there was a man named Anthony Carter, and of course his wife Terry and Shauna. And they said, you can do it. So what that did was it gave me an opportunity, and it implanted a seed in me that said, opportunity is important. Mm-hmm. It really is. And caring is important. And if we have examples such as Rashida, Mrs. Pritch, yourself, Doc, the community needs to see it, because somebody's grandmom is sitting at home and they don't know how to get in touch with somebody to help, their grandchild.
Yes.
There's a mother and a father who don't know how to get in touch with somebody to get access to resources that can help them get on track. So it's just vitally important. And towards the end of the program, I want to talk about Pritchett Associates, but I want you guys to continue on with the topic of education.
Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Thank you, Mike, for the
Great words.
Yeah, great words, those kind words.
I'm just honored to be here.
We're glad to have you. One other thing I wanted to point out, and I said we would talk about, was that we did a program with the young people in math, because we know, Rashida, that is your area, math, and we're proud of the fact that that is an area of need for all of our young people to strengthen their skills in math. And so what we did, we decided, and this was at the middle school young people at AI Middle School, and we decided to have a Math Madness time period. And we had to do the month of March, and we extended it until April. So you want to share a little bit about what you did, because you really, once I shared the idea and talked it over with you, you really just laid everything out.
Okay. So again, like Ms. Pritchett said, it was Math Madness, like March Madness.
Yes.
And so really when I first came, I just wanted to gauge where the students are on their math skills. So every week we would do a different activity and try to make it fun also, because I know it's after school and I know most people don't like math, but math is so important. I was a biology major, so I had to take math, and anybody that you're going to need math, and not even if you want to go to college, but just simple addition and subtraction, anything to do with money, you need to know math. So we tried to tell the students that you will utilize math in your everyday life. So we just did different worksheets. We did different math games, and at the end we actually had a big math competition, and you would not believe these students were. So we timed them, and they were so excited. And I was like, wow, so I guess you guys really were paying attention. And it was really great, and we got to give them a lot of prizes, and they really enjoyed it. And you have to make education fun. And I think, especially now that you have so much competition from social media and technology, you have to make education fun, because that's how students learn. And then they're thinking, wow, I'm having fun, but I'm also learning. That's really key.
And that is so important. The fact that you had to use a technique,
Yeah.
a carrot, to get those young people to learn a skill set that is so important to them in their future. Because any place you go, whether it's just getting a job at a local department store or a local restaurant, they're going to give you a test. If you're applying for college, whatever it might be, junior college, you're going to have to test. And that test on there is going to include some math. So we realize the importance of working with our young people in the area of math. And what we first did, and what you did, was to go in first to see where they were. And once you had a feel for what they knew, then you had to begin to develop, okay, now what strategy and what am I going to do in instruction, and then also to give them the practice. And the perfect practice, because you can practice and then you need to have perfect practice.
Yes.
And we work with those young people not only in the after school program, but then you also went into the cafeteria and challenged them right there in the cafeteria, and they would eat their lunch and then come over to you, and you would give them math and quiz them right there in the cafeteria. Which was good. So they even left their food,
I know.
or rushed the food down so that they could come over and work with you. And you set the competition up so neatly, because first your focus was on, because you know how, like you said, young people feel about math. So you got them to, first of all, to go over those basic skills that they should know, and to compete against themselves.
Yes.
And that was important. Timing against yourself. Can you beat your record? So that helps to build that self-esteem and to get it going. Because you know, when you go in the ring and you have to compete against somebody else, you're so flustered and worried about that sometimes you get defeated before you even get started.
Exactly.
Yep. So therefore,
you have to have so much patience, and you just have to encourage them. I would say, even if they got it wrong, but let's go over it. Let's see why you got it wrong. And you just have to be really, I think, just nurturing and encouraging, and just tell them, wow, you have to really encourage them, because I know it can be hard, and I know that people necessarily don't like math or science, but it's so important. It is fun, and when you do good, you have this sense of pride, and students need to have a sense of pride in who they are and then what they can do.
Right. And then you begin to build levels. So once you had them competing against themselves, then that's when you gave them also first of the basic skills, and then you put out their work going from the basic skills to algebra, and competing against that, see if they could beat the record. And then that's when you begin to say, okay, now we can compete against each other. And then you set
that's
up.
When they have fun.
Yeah. And then finally, in the end, you had the like you said, the best of the best.
Yes.
But starting out with a broad base, getting everyone involved.
Yes.
because many times in competition you only bring together,
best.
bring together your best
Right.
when you want improvement across the board.
Yeah.
So you have to work with everyone and get them involved, and realizing that we'll go in any setting and to work with them, whether it was in that like I said, that after school program or going into the cafeteria. And we thank Mr. Boyer for allowing us, and Mr. Martin for helping to
Yes.
set that up, him and along with Miss Artist.
Miss Artist, yeah.
Yep, and helping to set that up and just competing. And we had games, we had flashcards, we went back to the basic.
Flashcards.
Flashcards, yep. Because often kids will turn to a calculator.
Oh, and they could use no calculators
Yep,
with me.
Yep.
No calculators.
Yep,
They knew that.
yep. So, and that's the thing, you know, you have to know this.
Get to know your basics.
Right, you have to know your basics. And so, in working with your young people at home, you know, as we go into the summer, to make certain that they don't forget. Just going in the dollar store and picking up those basic flashcards and work with the young people and let them begin to set up a pile. I know all the answers in this pile, and then add more to that pile and see how many of those flashcards they can get the answer correct to. But continuing at home
Yes.
to work on that skill set, and you can easily download from the computer basic drills in addition, multiplication, subtraction, and division, and let students work on it, the children at home work on it, and compete against themselves and time themselves and see how long it takes to finish 100 problems in a given time period. So these are the things that it's important at the home to begin to work on as you have these young people
Yeah.
you know, with you, and you know you have them for the whole day, setting time aside that they can begin to work to continue to strengthen those skills.
Yes.
Because the careers are open for our young people in that STEM, that science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. They're looking for young people, but you have to know that math.
You have to.
Yep, and it's so important, it's so crucial, and so that was good. We basically spent almost 2 months just focusing in on
Yeah.
helping them improve in that math. And many of the young people, some of them who were 8th graders, ready to go to high school, then that got them ready.
Yes.
For the exposure you gave, and you could begin to answer questions because of the knowledge that you had about math when we had those high-end students who had a knowledge of the algebra, so then you could challenge them with even more, getting into the word problems.
Yes.
So that was good because we did have students there also that were on the high end.
Yeah. The
And-
student ambassadors are great. Yeah. We
Yeah.
have some good students in that program.
Right, and that's our Student Ambassadors Program, where we work with the young people and letting them be ambassadors. And
Yes.
that program was started because we knew what the reform movement was about and how teachers it's a lot on them and overwhelm that teacher in the classroom. And so we said, students, now you have to be the ambassadors. Whether there's a support system at home, whether you're with grandma and grandpa, and you have to be that ambassador, speak up for and empower yourself to be the best that you can be, connecting that home with the school, letting them know what's going on, how you're doing, and getting involved in school. And so that's why we started that Student Ambassador Program, and we've had it in function, what is this, or what's going on our fourth year with it, and touching upon all areas. So we work with media, we work with the writing, we've worked with the math, we've introduced the 3D printing
Yes.
with the youngsters, and just helping to make certain that they're aware, so when they get to the high school, because I worked at the high school, that skill set that they take to the high school level, when those teachers come to work with them, they're ready. They're ready to receive those lectures, knowing how to take notes, knowing how to produce those PowerPoint presentations, know how to speak about their PowerPoint presentation. We work on all of those skill sets in our Student Ambassador Program. And that's the key. That helps to give young people longevity
Yes.
as they move from that middle school where we often lose many kids and move into the high school. We lose many of our 8th graders and we lose a lot of our 9th graders to student dropouts.
Okay.
But if they have that appreciation and that confidence in themselves, and that's what we do with the ambassadors, you know yourself and you can speak up for yourself.
Yes.
And being, a self motivator for yourself and connecting. And then it was interesting. They said they wanted the home to follow and connect with them.
You have to.
Mm-hmm.
You have to reinforce what you're taught in school. Because if you go back home and it's not valued, then you're not going to value it either.
Right. So therefore, keeping those parents very important. And I know, Mr. Pritchett, you worked in the area of being family and community engagement.
Yes.
So you know the importance and working with the home and connecting the home, with the school, that connection.
Won't work without it. Yeah. Before we get to Michael, we have the article in the paper, today's paper, indicating about an historical vote that's going to be taking place on Wednesday. And our state legislators have to make a real great decision on education as relates to the students in the city of Wilmington, all of our schools in the city of Wilmington. And it also would affect Red Clay School District as well. And we're hoping and praying that the legislators will vote to support the Wilmington Education Improvement Commission, their plan, because it's really the key for us being able to redistrict our schools in a way of helping our young people. So I'm asking all of our parents to please be mindful of what's happening on Wednesday. We need to show our support for Dr. Tony Allen, Dr. Dan Rich, and all of their committee members who have taken the time to put this together. And it's been a lot of committee members that have been involved with it. So I commend them on the work that they've done. Commend Theo and our committee with Think Tank that we meet once every Friday. And so all of those committee members honor and respect all the work that you've done to make this happen. So hopefully Wednesday we'll be able to get it right and do what's needed. And yes, I am concerned about downstate schools as well. But we have a problem in Newcastle County, and it needs to be fixed. And so, again, that's my thoughts for the evening, and I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Raleigh.
Oh, man. Thank you, Doc. And, again, wonderful program here tonight. Just tons of information that's useful to anyone. And I can really appreciate just the plain language that's been used. No high academic terms or overabundance of statistics, just facts, real life facts.
Yes.
We need to be equipping our children today to be competitive, and to be able to sustain themselves and their families in the future.
Yes.
And Doc, what you're saying about supporting the efforts of the commission, I think that is vitally important, and I'm so glad that you put that out there this evening too.
Thank you.
And at home, please heed that advice to pay close attention and be proactive in taking the steps necessary to support the sacrifices that are being made, and you're a part of these sacrifices that are imperative to our children and their success. One of the things I wanted to touch on, and one of the things that brought me out this evening, is because I wanted to talk about something that is near and dear to me, and that is Pritchett Associates. I heard you talking about the Student Ambassador Program.
Yes.
I was fortunate enough to be there at the beginning of it.
Yes,
at the
very
launch,
beginning.
At
That's
the
right.
launch.
That's right.
And it was an awesome idea. Finding a way, and this is what you guys do great, find a way to establish a program and a system to accomplish the needs that you've identified.
Wow.
You know, you knew that there was going to be a need to have command of technology. I remember discussing that with you. So you said, we're going to incorporate training them how to create presentations and how to present those presentations
Yes.
in an effective manner.
Right.
So, bam, it went from your mind to actuality. I love seeing that. I love seeing that. I love seeing an abstract idea
Yeah.
formulated and implicated, you know, and it's been sustainable. You said 4 years now. It didn't
Yes.
seem like that long.
Yes.
And then the IDMP program, I'm doing my part.
Yeah.
Another brainstorm. From Mrs. Pritchett got some ideas for you. At home, there's no shortage, there's no limit to Mrs. Pritchett's ideas and Mr. Pritchett's ideas. And I see you have some great ideas too, Rashida. So seeing that come to fruition, you know, and seeing that program branded and implicated. And again, being blessed to be a part of that, you know.
Wow.
And then, now this one's really near and dear. Pritchett Associates becoming actively involved in the substitute teaching
Wow.
area.
Thank you.
Providing substitute teachers to several school districts and working with all types of administrators to make sure that there is a capable person able and ready and able to step in and to serve as a substitute teacher. Seeing you guys develop that idea, you know, and implement it and have an impact on young professionals, you know, who may not have been focused on their career path as a teacher, but then being exposed to it and say, well, I can have an impact on these children.
Yes.
I have something to offer.
Yes.
I don't know how you guys do it, but you're batting 1,000% in matching up the professionals with the position. Another one of the Pritchett Associates alumni is my niece, Crystal Riley.
Okay.
That has made a tremendous impact in Crystal's life, becoming a part of Pritchett Associates substitute teaching.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, because number one, it gave her an opportunity to sit down and talk with both of you guys as mentors. And that's what you are, you're mentors to her. And find out that she loves math. Oh, she's just like you. I don't know how you guys are wired, but you're special. She loves math. And so she started working, Rashida, she started working with the Pritchetts and as a substitute teacher.
Yeah.
And she was still working on her associate at the time.
Right.
And then she got her associates. And just being inspired on a daily basis to see, well, you know, there's a need over here for this. In order to fulfill that, I need to further my education.
Right.
So she continued to work full time. And then she took 7 classes her last semester and graduated a year earlier with her bachelor's degree.
That wonderful.
And now she's in the master's program.
Oh, my goodness.
And it's a, yes, she's been nurtured at home, no doubt about it. My sister Cecilia, her dad, her Nana, Mom Riley, and myself, we've always supported her. But she had exposure to someone in the educational field who was successful and who had done it. You know what it took. You know what it takes. And so that's why I'm so excited and grateful and supportive of Pritchett Associates. Looking forward to the upcoming year to see what you guys are going to work on next, and I pray that I'm a part of that.
You sure are.
But the summer is here, and a lot of people take off a vacation at home. I try to encourage Doc and Mrs. Pritchett to go away for a while. and they're always on it, even if they're not here. So hopefully in this coming year, we're going to put some things in place that's going to allow them a little more free time, a little more.
Yeah.
Let
Yes.
these young people step in
Yeah.
and do their thing, because you guys are training them well.
And I appreciate it, Mike. I
Yeah.
really do.
And I'm thankful for everything that you've done in this community. you know, and I'm indebted.
Well, you know, we appreciate those kind words. But you're an artist, an educator, point guard, good basketball player. I had you in Bancroft. I knew what you're capable of doing.
Well,
And so we're just so proud of you.
yeah.
You know, you were the first to get that scholarship to the art school, which is the top art school in the state of Delaware.
Bless you, man.
And you were the first.
Yeah, but you know what? Following the footprints that were already made, you know. So I don't claim too much credit, because all I did was I followed a path full of footprints that were already made by people like yourselves, and you even told me, you know, here's the path. It's here. It's here. And if that one, if you don't like that one, there's another path. It's over here. And that's the thing. It's not just one track. There's more than one way to advance. And I thank God that there are people who extend their hours beyond the end of the school day to make sure that they pay attention to the unique needs of the young people, because everybody is different.
Yes.
You know, you helped me get that art scholarship year after year. You and
Mr. Wells.
yes, my man, Mr. Wells, down at Bancroft, and also Mr. Sharps at Wilmington High. He followed through with the same thing. Once he found out that I had been going, he continued it at Wilmington High after I left
Wow.
Bancroft. Yeah. So the thing is, you know, you guys paid attention. You said, here's your strength. Okay, we're going to support you in that because we know you're not going to quit.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's all I wanted to say. I didn't want to hog the time, but
No, you did great.
I really get excited. Every time I start talking about Pritchett Associates, somebody usually tells me, wrap it up. So, you know, last time I was introducing Mr. Pritchett at the Legends banquet, they had to tell me to shut up. So this time I ain't gonna wait for Dave to give me the wrap up signal. I'm gonna give it to myself. I'm done. At home, you know I love you, and I just want you to continue to support this program. On the Road with Doc Pritchett, and of course we appreciate your help in the upper room. And Doc, they give me the wrap up, but I'll let you do it.
Well, you know, again, we appreciate all our guests this evening, Ms. Pritchett and I really do. And we're going to wrap this up this evening. We had a great time, and we're looking forward to coming back in July to do On the Road with Doc Pritchett. So, and Ms. Pritchett, thank you so much.